Okay, so, what would you guys have for your domain for this first one? How far to the left and right does it go?
Negative infinity.
Infinity, how far to the right? Positive infinity, great. Range, same thing.
No.
Negative infinity goes down forever and ever, goes up forever and ever, so positive infinity, or you can just say all real numbers, either one's fine. Find f of -2, aha. -2 is right here, if I go down, it's right, looks like it's right here. So -2, -8. So that's -8. Hard to spot that one, I know. This one over here on the other side, my domain is, what did you guys get for the domain? False.
Negative infinity?
Negative infinity. Now what do you get for the range? For the upper part?
Positive infinity.
Great. And for the range?
Y has to be bigger than -2 and less than 2.
For number 6?
Yeah.
It has to be bigger than 2. So it only is,
Bigger
The
than
line
-2.
goes infinite, so.
yeah. But it also goes through all this part here too. So it goes anywhere. Like, so yeah, you guys raised a really good question. All right, so who's heard of Desmos? Desmos, and so Desmos is a super cool graphing thing. And go to the graphing calculator. You can put this in. This is I think this is
Y equals x cubed.
I think so. It's kind of hard to say because oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait. Maybe x to the 1/3. There we go. Okay. So that's this guy right here. It's just, yours is a little bit squished up. So yours is slightly different because it looks like the y-axis. And maybe when you go from -16, +16. So yours might be a little more squished that way. Oh, sorry.
Oh, ours is opposite.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
I went with the x goes from -20. Maybe more like that. Like that.
Oh, but our line is totally opposite. Like
Yeah, I don't think it was 1/3, I think it was like 3x cubed or like 2x cubed or something like that.
You know
Number
what I
6?
mean? It's like it's lower on the top and,
Number 6?
Oh, I thought we were on 5.
oh, I thought we were on 5, okay.
We're done with 5? We're on
Oh,
number
okay.
6?
6.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, I guess.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's about,
Yeah,
it's
so
about
here
like
are
that.
the,
It's close enough.
here are the answers to number 5 we have so far. Now, alright, so we're done with number 5. We're working on number 6, and we're talking about the range in number 6. So for number 5, you guys thought that it didn't get past 2. Is that what you guys are thinking? Oh. Okay, hold on. My bad. Okay, so for number 5, you're thinking it didn't get past 2. Sorry. All right, so here's the thing. As this guy goes, see how my you can kind of see here how my x and my y both get bigger and bigger. Can you guys see that? If I go on and on forever, the x will still go up. It'll go up really slowly, but it'll still go up. So I guess what I'm saying is, you need to trust that if this is going even slightly to the right, it's, I mean, to the left, it's gonna keep going on and on to the left forever and ever. Yeah, so, and that one there, it's going slightly to the right. It's gonna go up and to the right forever and ever. I'll let you know with pictures. We won't hit anything where that doesn't happen until till chapter 7. But these guys here, they do continue going on and on to the right. And yeah. I mean, you guys don't know it, but this is really y equals x to the third. Can x be anything?
Yeah, what is that?
If
You're
I-
putting it in there, I just don't even understand.
You know what, let's not worry about it. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Yeah, yeah.
'Cause you
So
were-
when they go off like that, see how it's going still slightly to the right? That means it's going to go to the right forever and ever. And this one, how it's still going off to the left, it's going off to the left forever and ever. And these ones over here are number 6. It's going up a little bit. It's going to go up forever and ever. And this one down here, it's going to go down forever and ever. So it's not going to stop. And it looks like it might stop here, but it doesn't. It just keeps going. And you just have to trust us with that one for now. That's what if the picture looks like it's still going up a little bit, it's going to go up and up forever and ever. Because this is just all graphically. All right, so my range, the lowest this one goes, number 6, is
Negative
you
infinity.
negative infinity, and the highest it goes,
infinity.
positive infinity. It just goes very slowly. All right, so then find f of negative 1. So when x is negative 1, my y is also negative 1. Kind of hard to see. If you put, if you thought it was like, negative 0.8, that's fine too. Yeah, it's not a big deal. We're just going to look at kind of what things look like they are. Okay, so this one is where it gets a little bit tricky. You can never hit, these ones go lower and lower and never touch those lines. It goes off to the right forever and ever and never touches that line, or this line. So this is that weird one that you guys were thinking of before, where it has that asymptote. This one does. So here, what's the furthest left it goes? Forever, right? It goes forever to the left. It goes forever to the right. But it can never be 0. Is everyone with me? So, the way we write this for our domain is x can't be 0. In terms of the interval notation, you would say, or you could say, it goes from negative infinity to 0, does not touch 0. Domain would be this and it goes from 0, does not touch 0, and goes out to positive infinity. So its domain is that part and that part together. Or is that or?
I think it's or.
It might be or.
That's a word.
Yeah, well, yeah. Right,
Those are the regular.
right, union. It's a union of those two. Yeah. I think it was union. It's union.
Yeah.
It's a union of those two. And then the range, same thing. It goes down and down forever, goes up and up forever, but it can't touch 0. So the range would be exactly the same thing. The only difference with the range is that the range is not x, it's
Why?
y. So the range is y can't be 0. Or you could say it's negative infinity to 0, unioned with 0 to positive infinity. Oh, please note that it always goes smallest one first and then the biggest one second. Yeah,
It's not bracket for 0?
no, because it can't equal 0.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right,
Okay.
yeah, thank you for bringing that up, yeah. Yes,
Wait, so union means and?
union means or.
No.
Oh, I
But
thought
you
it was
just said
union
and.
means both of them combined, like the Venn diagram.
Right, so and is that little bit, and is just that tiny bit. So again, remember, and is, this is just that. We're not saying that just the intersection of those two, because there'd be no intersection at all. We're saying it's the union. So it's all of it,
Oh, okay.
yeah. It's a union. It's both of them. If it's both of them, right? So this means both, and this is the intersection. Does that make sense?
Okay.
And we don't want the intersection of those two things. We want both of them, the union of them. This or this one. Yeah.
Could you do an example where it would be
No.
the other way?
No, there is no example.
No, I mean like a different problem where we would use the U, just to
Let's-
see what, the upside down U.
You wouldn't.
Never? I mean,
No.
it's obviously, we use it for something, right?
No. Not when it pertains to this, because you would
Oh,
just,
not when it pertains to this.
you
one,
would
I
just
thought-
say, I mean, that,
I just want to see how that thing works, like the or.
okay, can you stay after class so we can go or something?
Oh, yeah, I can.
Okay, great, thank you. F of 2. So, F of 2 looks like it's like maybe like, it's less than 1, right? More than 0, so F of 2 is, right, if I go to 2 and go up, it's right there. Right? Is that one kind of with me on this one? So what'd you guys put down?
1.5.
0.5?
1.5.
It's not 1.5, it's only half. Here's 1, here's 0. It's about halfway between 0 and 1.
No, 0.5, yeah.
Yeah. So 1/2 roughly. All right, how about the next one? What's my domain? What's the furthest left it goes? Negative infinity. Callie, what'd you get for your, the rest of the domain and the range?
All of them.
Great, and what'd you get for your range?
0 with a bracket
Mm-hmm. 0 with the square bracket.
and positive infinity.
Positive infinity, perfect. Okay, because it can be equal to 0, and it goes up to infinity. Ryan, what'd you guys get for f of negative 3?
3.
Yep, so when you go along here to find negative 3, you go up to the line, and you'll see that that is 3. Okay, good. So let's take a look at the vocabulary. Vocabulary is super tricky. So that's where we're going to do it together. All right, so the notation y equals f of x. Let's see, what are our options? Well, it's,
So that's a function, right? Because F means
yeah,
function.
function notation. Does that seem reasonable?
Mhm.
I can go with that. Function notation. On the notation y equals f of x, the variable x is called the input or the independent variable. We'll learn about that in statistics. While y is called the output or the dependent. right, the notation, f of x equals 3x plus 1 is a, well, what do you guys think? It's not a relation. It's a function. Okay, so it's not dependent, independent. It's not verbal. Definitely not verbal. We didn't say anything. Graphical. It's not a graph. Numerical. Well, it's not numbers because you've got that little x in there. It's not domain and range. So that leaves me with what? Symbolic. Table of values. Aha. Table like this, x and y. 0, 1, 2, and this is like 3, 6, 9, something like that. This is what kind of representation of a function? These aren't symbols. So verbal, graphical, or numerical. What do you guys think? Is it a graph? One vote for numerical. Is it verbal? Is this words? Is this a graph? Is this a graph, like picture? Okay. Is it symbols? Are there symbols here? Not really. So what did you say?
Numerical.
Are these numbers?
Yeah.
Is everyone kind of on board with that? I know it's hard to commit to. This is numerical. A blank is a set of ordered pairs. That's a relation. A blank is a set of ordered pairs where each x value corresponds to only one y value. What's that one? It's similar to this, but with an extra requirement that every x can have only one y. What's that? Do you guys remember? We talked about last class. Talk to your neighbors. Talk to your neighbors about it. This one's important. Relation is a set of ordered pairs. This is a set of ordered pairs where every x can only have one y. Anybody remember? Function. So read the very first page. Everyone flip to the very front page of this handout. Flip to the very front page of this handout.
Okay. Function.
Yeah. You guys remember that part? If for every value of the first quantity, the input, there's exactly one value of the second quantity, the output. In other words, if for every x there's only one y, it's a function. Good? Function. The set of all x values which are valid inputs is called our what? Domain. Good. The set of all y values that are valid outputs of a function is our range. Nice. Good job, everybody. Okay. Everybody all right with this part? We're going to move on to the vertical line test. Vertical line test. This is over and back. Thank you. All right, so vertical line test. So this is a vertical line test. It is a test Alright. So vertical line test is a test that if I draw a vertical line, vertical means up and down. So ever heard of vertigo? If you get vertigo, it's when you look down, you're kind of up and you're looking down, it's up and down. Horizontal is like the horizon. Anybody ever get seasick? They tell you to stare at the horizon because it goes like this. So you kind of get a sense of where you are in terms of the horizon. So this is a horizontal line. This is a vertical line. It's very important you guys know the difference between those two things. Horizontal line, vertical line. This is a vertical line. Vertical line test, you draw a line straight up and down, and you see if it hits anywhere in this function more than once. If it hits more than once, it's not a function. So this, it hits here and here, this is a relation.
Oh.
Everybody on board? Because the input of x is, whatever this x is, has two answers, has two outputs, has two y's. This next one over here, I drag it over to this one. Is this a function or a relation? This one so where does it hit more than once? Where does it hit the line more than once?
Oh, it's a function.
It's a function, it only hits once. Is everyone on board?
Yeah.
So, if vertical line only hits once, it's a function. If it hits twice, it's a relation. This x has two y's. Does that make sense? Right?
Oh.
1, 1, 1 comma, oh, it's not quite, 1 comma, whatever that is, maybe 0.8, negative 0.8, something like that, right? All right, so this top one, is it a function or is it a relation? We said it was a relation. Why? You can just put fails VLT, vertical line test. The VLT. What's my domain? So the inequality, you have to say what x is between. So inequality, x is between, it's greater than, what's the smallest this ever gets to be? What'd you say?
-2.
-2? Can it equal -2?
Yes.
Yep. So it's going to be greater than or equal to -2. And then the other side is going to be less than or equal to, what do you think? What's the furthest right it goes?
+2.
Yeah, +2. Does everyone understand? As I go along this circle, the furthest left I get is -2, the furthest right I get is +2. Does everyone sort of follow me? What's the highest I go? Ryan, what's the lowest I go?
-1.
-1. What's the highest, David, what's the highest I go?
1.
1. Is that, everyone kind of following? And I can equal it, so it's a less than or equal to sign. Interval notation is a lot easier. Interval notation, you just put -2, Positive 2 with a comma between them. I can equal them, so it's going to be square brackets or rounded brackets?
Square.
Square. Boom, boom. Alex, what do you think for the range? Then,
In close brackets, -1, 1.
perfect. Good? All right, let's take a look at the next one. Eric, we said this was a function.
Function,
Why? Just because
Oh.
it passes. You can just put passes. Maybe at the, sorry, I'll hit you up in a second. So, all right. So now, Eric, what's my domain? What's the furthest left it goes, and the furthest right it goes?
yeah. Oh, the domain would be, what is this? Well, -2,
Mm-hmm.
and then all the way over to, +3. Oh, no, +1.
Positive 1. And can it touch them?
Yeah,
So is it square brackets or rounded brackets?
it's square.
Okay.
Oh,
Alright.
oh, you're going over there,
So I would do interval first,
okay. Okay.
because then for me, it's just a lot easier to do interval first and then back that into this one. I don't know why, it just is. So here I'd say, okay, x is between -2 and 1, it can't equal them, so I'm going to have a little equals thing. Just like that. Okay, Shania, what do you think about the range? What's the lowest it goes?
-1,
What's the highest it goes?
3,
Can it equal them?
yes,
So it's going to be rounded or squares?
square.
Perfect. And then we'll go ahead and so it's going to be -1, less equal to x, less equal to 3. Good. Okay, you guys ready to move on to the next one? I sort of feel like you guys can do the rest of them yourselves. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so in your groups, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3, remember, as I bring a line along here, does it ever hit that line? And what I mean by hit the line means it goes to the line and then goes away and comes back. So everyone, heads up real quick. As I go through here, does it ever hit the line and then come away from it and then come back to it? Not, you can say, oh, not, some people think, oh, as you get close to it, it hits more than once. We don't mean here along here does it hit more than once. We mean does it hit it and then hit it again somewhere else? Like go away and come back to it. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So this, is everyone good with that part? Okay. All right, go ahead.